Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Friday. Happy Freaky Friday to all you freaks out there. Hope your day and your week have been going very well so far. Got a new day, which of course means a new MLB Player Prop video to share with you guys. But first, as always, people, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. It helps the channel grow, and it really does mean a ton to us. With a new day comes some new opportunities to go ahead and make some money. Today is our first Freaky Friday 5-leg parlay of the new MLB season. We didn't do it last week because it was too early in the year, but we have our first Freaky Friday 5-leg parlay. I'm really excited to go ahead and share it with you guys. But first, before we dive into today's parlay, a quick little recap of how he did last night. And guys, you are looking at the coldest MLB sports bettor, handicap, whatever you want to say, in the world right now. 1-2 yesterday, another losing day, and I don't even want to show the record, but I have to because we have to be transparent with each other because we are going to one day turn this around. I know we are, and when it does happen, I can't be out here celebrating all these wins without acknowledging the losses. We are now 6-14 on the year in our single bet category. We have been getting crucified in the MLB, which is crazy because if you've been watching my NBA videos, we're on a hot streak right now, and that's kind of, I guess, the beauty of the sports betting is, or the ugliness, I guess you could say, of sports betting is. In one sport, I'm red hot. The other sport, I am ice cold. Luckily, the parlay bets take us a little bit. We actually have a little bit of a profit there, but we are 8 units total down across all categories, 7-15 if you include parlays. Yeah, we're ice cold. But you know what could fix that? Us cashing a nice 5-leg Freaky Friday parlay. It's funny that we have only hit, including parlays, like 7 bets all year, but we're going 5 legs. But you know what? We're going with it, guys. We're not gonna break away from our regularly scheduled programming because I'm ice cold. We're gonna go for it here. 5-leg Freaky Friday MLB parlay coming your way right now. And as always, guys, make sure to comment Freaky down below because if we do hit this parlay, not only am I gonna have the biggest celebration of all time, but one lucky commenter will win a free. Let's do 50 because you know what? We need the good vibes. We need a win here. We're doing a $50 Amazon gift card to one lucky commenter if the parlay hits. If we do cash this parlay, I'm giving away $50 to somebody because we need to snap this cold streak. So comment Freaky down below, and guys, let's go ahead and dive right into today's parlay. All right, guys, jumping right into the outlier screen, our first leg of our 5-leg parlay. We are targeting the Cardinals-Red Sox game, 2:10 p.m. first pitch. We're going Alex Bregman of the Boston Red Sox over half a hit, or 1+ hit, however you want to shake this out. We are going to be using DraftKings for this parlay here, guys. All these legs are available on DraftKings. You can find some of them on other sportsbooks, like 3 of them are available on FanDuel, 4 of them are available on Caesars. I think a good number of amount. Let's go ahead and look real quick. A little spoiler right there. 4 on BetMGM. So you can't tell this on other sportsbook. Not all of them are available. DraftKings is the only sportsbook where all 5 of them are available. I do like using DraftKings primarily because they give you a ton of options, especially when it comes to alternate lines. But anyways, Alex Bregman, over half a hit or 1+ hit. So far this year, pretty good numbers for him. He's cashed it in 6 straight games, including 6 out of 7 overall. It's an 86% hit rate this year, averaging 1.29 hits per game this year for the Red Sox. And looking back at last year's data, he was pretty good last year too. A 68% hit rate last year. 100 out of 147 games last year, he cashed the over, averaging 1.05 hits per game last season. And look at the head-to-head data. He faced off with St. Louis 2 times last year and cashed the over in both those games against the Cardinals. Now look at the key matchup stats down below. Not a lot to go off of with the matchup versus Eric Fedde. Only 2 plate appearances. He struck out once and got out the other time as well. No hits against him. But again, very small sample size there. Bregman overall last year batted .260 versus right-handed pitchers, though. You do see a nice increase to .274. His BABIP and his WRC plus both increased as well against right-handed pitchers. You see a minor decrease in the hard hitting percentage from 29.9 to 29.5, but it's a very minor decrease. So we do see his numbers increase versus right-handed pitchers. Eric Fedde, you look at his numbers last year, pretty solid overall, but versus right-handed batters, you do see some increases in some of those key categories, although there are some decreases as well. 242 batting average allowed, 294 BABIP versus right-handed batters. Those are both increases in comparison to his overall numbers. His ERA and his FIP do both decrease by a decent amount, especially the FIP, a pretty decent amount there. But overall, I think it's not a bad matchup. Again, he cashed it in both games against St. Louis last year. He's cashed it in 6 straight games now, coming off a nice 3-hit performance last night against Baltimore. I think overall, it's a pretty solid player prop to go ahead and tail Bregman, who's been pretty hot right now for the Red Sox. All right, guys, our second leg in today's parlay. We're moving on to the Dodgers-Phillies game, 6:45 p.m. first pitch. We've got Tommy Edman of the LA Dodgers over half a hit, or again, 1+ hit, however you want to word that. Minus 225 over on DraftKings. He's been red hot, an 8-game hitting streak, out the gate here for Tommy Edman. He's cashed the over in all 8 games this year, averaging 1.13 hits per game this year. And honestly, it's not too surprising. Look at last year's numbers as well. A pretty good hitter. He had a 66% hit rate last season. He only played 53 games, to be fair, but in those 53 games, in 35 of them, he cashed the over, and he did average a hit a game last year. So some pretty good numbers there. And when looking at the matchup stats down below, it looks like we've got a pretty decent matchup on our hands here. Tommy Edman versus Jesus Luzardo, dating back to 2018, 5 plate appearances. Kind of a small sample size there, but he has hit off of him twice. 400 batting average. Again, only 5 plate appearances, so not a ton to go off of there. Looking down below at the splits down below, Tommy Edman, 237 batting average overall last year. Again, we have a small sample size, but in 36 plate appearances versus left-handed pitchers, he did have a 412 batting average, 400 BABIP, and a 249.6 WRC plus. Now, again, it should be noted, only 36 plate appearances, a very small sample size, but in that sample, he looked to be pretty good hitting off of left-handed pitchers, and so far this year, he's had success as well hitting off of left-handed pitchers. And then look at Jesus Luzardo, 246 batting average, 284 BABIP, 5 ERA versus right-handed batters. Again, in his case, also a small sample size, only 50 batters faced last year who were right-handed. A 267 batting average allowed, 333 BABIP, and 874 ERA. So both these guys, very similar circumstance where their overall numbers were okay, not great. But then when you look at the numbers versus their, for Tommy Edman, left-handed pitchers, for Jesus Luzardo, right-handed batters, really, really tough numbers for Luzardo, good for us. Small sample size, but very good for this player prop. So I think it's a pretty solid prop to go ahead and tail. And obviously, Edman, a really hot start to the year. I don't see a reason why we shouldn't go ahead and continue to tail him. All right, guys, our third player prop in today's slate is coming from the Diamondbacks Nationals game, 6:45 p.m. first pitch. We actually have 2 player props coming from this Diamondbacks Nationals game. We have Keibert Ruiz here of the Washington Nationals over half a hit or 1+ hit. Again, however you want to word that. We're getting it for minus 205 over on DraftKings. Again, like Tommy Edman, a 100% hit rate so far this year for Keibert Ruiz. I'm not good with name pronunciation. I think Ruiz is how you'd say it. Keibert Ruiz, 6 out of 6 games, 100% hit rate, averaging 1.33 hits per game this year for Washington. So a pretty solid number. I actually have him on my MLB fantasy team. I almost said MLB Player Prop fantasy team. My MLB fantasy team, I actually have him, and he ended up being a really nice pick for me. And it shouldn't be too surprising. He had a pretty good year last year, 59% hit rate last year, 74 out of 126 games. He cashed the over, averaging 0.83 hits per game last season. So some pretty good data here. The head-to-head data, not as great. Just 2 of his last 6 matchups against the Diamondbacks, he's cashed the over, averaging half a hit per game against Arizona. It's the one kind of bad part about this player prop is the head-to-head data could be better. One more good data point here to show you guys. He actually played pretty well at home last year. A 60% hit rate at home in Washington. An average 0.89 hits per game. So his numbers did go up slightly when playing at home. But look at his last 10 games dating back to last season at home. 100% hit rate, averaging 1.5 hits per game over his last 10 home games. That includes this year and dates back to last year as well. Look at the key matchup stats down below. And guys, I don't even know if I should go ahead and attempt to his last name, the Diamondbacks pitcher, Brandon Puff. I don't know. Brandon Puff against Keibert Ruiz. Only 3 plate appearances since 2018. He has a hit off of him, but very small sample size. Not too much to go off of there. Keibert Ruiz last year, 229 batting average overall versus right-handed pitchers, 231. A slight increase. This prop is less about Keibert Ruiz's numbers and more about what Brandon Puff is giving up. But anyways, again, not great. You do see some slight increase in his numbers versus right-handed pitchers, but nothing crazy. The real key, though, here is Brandon Puff. Last year overall, 259 batting average allowed, 315 BABIP. You do see versus left-handed batters, though, a massive jump from 259 to 294 batting average allowed, and a 339 BABIP, 410 FIP. So his numbers do significantly increase when facing off left-handed batters. Seems to be a pretty good matchup here for Keibert Ruiz. That's our third player prop in today's slate. And again, guys, our fourth player prop in today's slate, sticking with this same Diamondbacks Nationals game, we're going with Jake Irvin of the Washington Nationals over 3.5 hits allowed, which we're getting for minus 265, a very juiced alternate line over on DraftKings. For a player prop with minus 265 odds, you know the data is going to be pretty strong. So far this year in one start, he had 7 hits allowed against the Philadelphia Phillies back on March 29th. Overall last year, an 82% hit rate on this over, 27 out of 33 games he cashed the over, averaging 5.24 hits allowed per game last season. Look at the head-to-head numbers. The last time he faced off with the Diamondbacks back on June 18th of last year, he cashed the over with flying colors with 8 hits allowed in what was a 5-0 loss for the Nationals. And it seems to be a pretty good matchup here because Arizona so far this year through the first 5, 6, 7 games, however many they played, Arizona's top 10 in both batting average and also hits per game. They are 8th in batting average in Major League Baseball so far this year and 9th in hits per game. So this is a top 10 hitting team in the Major League Baseball so far this year against Jake Irvin, a pitcher who, again, cashed this the majority of the time last year. And if we go down below to his stats, a 244 batting average allowed last year. Again, Arizona, really good marks here versus right-handed pitchers as well. Last year, really good. This year, last 30 games, which I believe includes this year's data, they're the best hitting team in baseball off of right-handed pitchers. So it seems to be a really good spot here for this over 3.5 hits for Jake Irvin. That's our fourth player prop in today's slate. All right, guys, and our fifth and final leg in today's slate comes from the Orioles-Royals game, 7:40 p.m. first pitch. We got Ryan O'Hearn of the Baltimore Orioles over half a total base, or 1+ total base, which we're getting from minus 190 over on DraftKings. He's played 5 games this year with Baltimore. He's cashed the over in 4 out of 5 games. The only game he missed it was yesterday against the Red Sox. He did not get a total base, but in each of the first 4 games he did. Look at his numbers overall last year, a 62% hit rate. He cashed the over in 88 out of 143 games last year for Baltimore, averaging 1.33 total bases per game. So some good numbers there. The head-to-head data leaves something to be desired. Obviously, just 2 of his last 6 matchups against the Kansas City Royals, he's cashed the over, averaging 0.33 total bases per game. But the last time they played back on October 2nd, he did cash the over with 1 total base against the Royals. So again, you'd like to see some better data against Kansas City, but I mean, it's not the worst, I guess. Looking at the matchup stats here down below now, 3 plate appearances versus Seth Lugo dating back to 2018. Very small sample size, but he has yet to get a hit off of Lugo. However, it seems to be a halfway decent matchup here. Ryan O'Hearn, 264 batting average. That remains the same versus right-handed pitchers as it does overall. Slight dip in his BABIP, but his ISO and his extra base hit percentage do see some slight increases. So some pretty good numbers overall. And Seth Lugo versus left-handed batters, Seth Lugo, who had a fantastic year last year with Kansas City, you know, his numbers do increase a little bit, which is bad for him, good for us. His batting average allowed versus a left-handed batter goes from 229 to 246. His slugging percentage, 353 to 377. His extra base hit percentage from 32.8 to 34.3. The only thing that does go down is his ERA, but a very slight decrease from 3 to 2.9. Again, not a fantastic matchup, not the best matchup of all time, but I do think that when you look at the numbers here, it seems to be a pretty decent matchup from a numbers perspective. And looking down below here at Ryan O'Hearn, his numbers versus the pitch arsenal of Seth Lugo, it's not too bad. His fastball against fastball is just a 14.2% strikeout rate, 368, WOBA. Obviously, 368, pretty good numbers. Versus sliders, which you look over here, is his second most pitched pitch. 10.8% strikeout rate with a 422 WOBA. So again, very solid numbers there, which we like to see. Versus the sinker, that's where things get a little more dicey. Just a 269 WOBA, but his strikeout rate does go down. The sinker is his 3rd most utilized pitch, so that is a little worrisome. And then also versus the curveball, his OBA does go up, however, his strikeout rate also goes up. But his 2 most used pitches, fastball and slider, pretty good numbers there for Ryan O'Hearn. Again, not the best matchup of all time, but I do think it's worth taking a gamble on here. So that's our 5th and final leg of today's parlay. All right, guys, those are all 5 legs in today's parlay. If you want to go ahead and tail, the easiest way to go ahead and do that is to go to the link down below in the description where it says link for today's picks. It'll take you right to this page here, and all you have to do is click add to sportsbook. So in this case, DraftKings, add to bet slip, continue in browser, and it'll put it right into DraftKings for you. You don't have to do any of the hard work. It's all done for you. But a quick little run through here. We have Kybert Ruiz over half a hit. We have Jake Irvin over 3.5 hits allowed. Ryan O'Hearn over half a total base. Alex Bregman over half a hit. And Tommy Edman over half a hit. You parlay all 5 together on DraftKings, you get a parlay a plus 513 odds. So really strong value in today's parlay. Obviously, a hit here would definitely go a long way in helping us recuperate some, or recuperate, yeah. Sorry, guys. This is my second video I've already recorded this morning. I've been up for a long time. Give me a little bit of a break there. But, recoup some of those lost units from the first week of the MLB season. Getting 5+ units back would be very, very nice in this spot. So, guys, that is it for me today. Thank you very much, as always, for watching. One more time, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. As always, appreciate you guys. Very much appreciate you guys for watching these videos, even though I've been the coldest man on the planet. Maybe you guys are making money off of me by fading me. Who knows? But yeah, thank you for the support. We will not be back tomorrow. I kind of mentioned this earlier in, I think, an earlier video last week, where towards the end of the NBA playoffs, I'm only going to be doing MLB Player Prop videos Monday through Friday. Just a lot. I do have a full-time job, and then also doing 6 NBA videos a week. Having one less video to do on Saturdays is a major help for my schedule. Saturday's a little bit of a hectic day at the pizza shop for me. No MLB Player Prop video tomorrow. We'll be back on Monday with another MLB Player Prop video. And again, that will change as we get into probably later May as the NBA playoffs wind down. I'll start doing 6 videos a week for MLB. But for now, we're going to do 5. So that's it for me this week. Hopefully next week is a better week. Hopefully we close off the week strong with a nice Freaky Friday cash. Again, remember, comment Freaky down below, because if this parlay hits, one lucky commenter will get a free $50 Amazon gift card. Until then, guys, I hope you're all winners. Enjoy your Freaky Friday. Have some freaky fun. Enjoy your weekend. We'll be back here on Monday. I hope you're all winners. Let's go ahead and make some money.